I anticipate Mr. Hiller trying to say that a political subdivision cannot require you to register a vehicle. That's true. However, the state of Texas can require you to register a vehicle, which I'm sure you're all aware because most everyone has their vehicle registered. And this officer, while she is a city police, can enforce state regulation. Thank you.
Can I rebuttal?
Yeah, so opening statement.
Okay. Okay. Is there any proof of me running the stop sign?
I'm sorry?
Is there any proof of me running that stop sign, or is it just hearsay?
So right now, it's just kind of the opening statement where you would kind of give a roadmap of what you expect the evidence to show, but you will have an opportunity, yes. We're not into the meat of the case.
Do I need to go over here? Or
no,
here?
You can
Okay.
stay right there.
Um,
I'm just going to start the timer for the 10 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay. How many of y'all have been through driver's ed? You remember driver's ed? Okay. You stop in front of the stop sign, where that means the stop sign's in front of you. If you drive around town, you'll notice most people pull past that. So I stopped in front of the stop sign. I've gone back to that spot, got out of the truck and walked to the front of the truck. I can't see where the officer had been sitting. And then as I'm rolling that day in question, as I was rolling forward, I told my wife, I was like, look, about time they start working this area. I see people not even brake coming through here, but I was rolling, kind of creeping forward as I was telling her this. We were going to get a hamburger. We got up to Salem, and when I pulled out into Salem, the close lane, I'm signaling to go left, and when I did, checking mirrors, I saw an officer, lights on, and I said to my wife, I was like, oh, they're going to go get somebody. So then, as I'm turning the turning lane, at the light, Butch, one of the plumbing inspectors, was sitting there, and he's like, what? I said, I don't know. I think they're after me. So as I pulled left, she pulled in behind me. I pulled into the next neighborhood. And at no time was I ever told why I was pulled over. I had to read that on the ticket. So, I am challenging the stop sign. I tend to make sure I stop in residential areas. I've got my name all over the truck. It's a plumbing truck, personal truck. And as far as the registration, the prosecutor did say Texas codes. I'm working off of the Texas codes and dispute that. That's all I have right now.
So when the vehicle stopped the truck, what happened after that?
As I exited out of my patrol unit, the driver immediately exited out of the vehicle and reached into the back seat. I instructed the driver to stop as we were in the middle of the traffic stop. He stated that he was getting whatever information he needed to provide to me at the time.
Is that common on a traffic stop?
It's not.
Do people usually just stay seated in the driver's seat?
They do.
And so this is a little out of the ordinary.
It is.
So when he got out of the vehicle, what happened after that?
He immediately became defensive, saying that he was providing me a packet of papers, stated that whatever information I needed was going to be in that packet that he provided.
Okay. So you mentioned body-worn camera. So is there body-worn camera in this stop?
There is.
And is there in-car video that captures the running the stop sign?
There is.
Did Mr. Hiller give you any identifying information during the stop?
He did not, aside from the packet that he gave me.
And what was the name on the packet that he gave you?
Once I looked through it, it did say Charles Hiller is one of the names. Sir? Hello? Sir? Sir? You're on a traffic stop. You can put that. Okay. There's no need to reach inside the. Huh?
me my information.
I didn't ask you to get out of the vehicle, so
My information was in the
Okay.
back seat.
I didn't ask you to get out of the vehicle. It's officer safety things.
You
Go
didn't
ahead.
say a damn thing other than when I got out of the vehicle, sir, you're on traffic stop.
What does this have to do with anything?
That's all the information you need.
For what?
Can everyone hear the
That's who I
audio?
am.
Okay.
There it is.
You don't have like a driver's license?
I don't drive.
You're driving a vehicle.
Traveling in a vehicle. I'm not operating in commerce, which is the only thing that you can.
Okay. First, let me introduce myself. I'm Officer Gallegos with the Victoria Police Department. The reason why I stopped you is you ran a stop sign in at the 300 block of Queensway. You did not stop, and you ran.
I
you
ran
drove,
it.
You drove through
Sure,
this.
I didn't
You did not stop.
slow down at all.
You did not.
Yeah, I was hitting the brakes. You may not come
Nope.
to a total complete stop, but
Which is a violation of traffic
that
code.
is.
Which is a violation of traffic code. Okay?
That's
Do you have a
code.
driver's license with you?
I don't drive.
You're operating a motor vehicle.
I'm operating my personal property.
Okay. Go ahead and stand right here for me, okay? Or can you go ahead and talk about it? Can you back to the registered owners, please?
And you're parking in front of a fire hydrant.
Because I am the
And in regards to driving, did he try to say he wasn't driving a motor vehicle?
That's correct. He tried to tell me that he was traveling and that he did not need a driver's license.
In looking up Mr. Hiller's information, was the vehicle registered to him?
The vehicle was registered to him.
And can you tell us a little bit more about whether or not that registration had lapsed?
It was lapsed. Whenever we run a license plate, we are able to confirm whether somebody does or does not have insurance, as well as the registration, the month and year of when it expires.
And in this situation, was the registration expired?
Correct. It expired December of 2023. Again, this traffic stop took place July 30th of 2024.
So it had been lapsed for some time.
Approximately 7 months.
So later in the video, do you ask Mr. Hiller to sign on the iPhone?
I do.
And how does that interaction go?
He initially stated he did not want to sign it and that he did not accept the citation.
Did Mr. Hiller eventually sign on the phone?
After speaking to his supervisor, he did.
I'll give you that.
I don't accept it.
If you don't accept it, you could possibly be going to jail.
I don't accept it. I wasn't driving.
You are operating a motor vehicle.
I was traveling in personal property.
You're operating a motor vehicle.
So basically, sir, just going to ask you to sign that right there. It's not.
Mr. Hill.
On my pen? Or what? You don't need to sign anything on there. It's just on here. It's yours. It's okay.
So she's going to have you sign this thing right here.
What happens if someone does not agree to contact the court
If somebody does not contact the court,
or does not sign to contact the court?
if somebody does not sign the citation, they could potentially be taken to jail so that they can essentially see the court, since they're not promising they're going to contact the
It's
court.
not saying that you're guilty. Just saying you promise.
And that's a
contact. That's all it
common
says.
practice.
You could be
Yes.
going to.
Sign it. I'll
You could be going-
contact him, but I'm not going to sign it.
That's all. By you signing it, it's just saying you're going to contact them. That's all it states.
I'm not getting the signature.
It's not for me. It's for the courts. It has nothing to do with me. Well, here's my supervisor if you want to speak to him. But it's either you sign it or you could be going to jail. Those would be the options.
Yeah. In my mind, I came to a complete stop.
Do you have a question for this witness?
I do have a question. Thank you. First of all, thank you for being here.
Yes, sir.
I welcome you to work that area still.
Yes, sir.
Again, like I told my wife, I was like, it's about time.
Do you have a question for this
I
witness?
do. Do you, are you aware of Murdoch versus State of Pennsylvania and the
I'm not.
findings there?
No, sir.
No state shall convert a liberty to a privilege and issue a license and charge a fee. Also, are you aware of Shuttlesworth versus the city of Birmingham, Alabama?
I am not.
Okay, the rulings there were,
Just questions, sir. You can ask her if she's aware of the rulings and then give this and state the ruling if you, according to you, if you'd like.
okay. Are you aware of Shapiro versus Thomason, established the right to travel freely and unencumbered?
I'm not familiar with that.
Okay. Apparently you're aware, or are you not, of the Texas travel traffic codes.
The Texas Transportation Code, I am
Yes.
familiar with it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Are you aware of this particular one, 502.003?
Without you reading the title, I don't know it off the numbers.
Section 502.003, registration by political subdivision prohibited. A, except as provided in subsection B, a political subdivision of this state may not require an owner of a motor vehicle to register said motor vehicle. 2, to pay a motor vehicle registration fee, or 3, pay an occupational tax or license fee in connection with a motor vehicle. B, this section does not affect the authority of a municipality to license and regulate the use of motor vehicles for compensation with the municipal limits and impose a permit fee or street rental charge for the operation of each motor vehicle used to transport passengers for compensation other than a motor vehicle operating under a registration certificate from department or a permit from the Federal Surface Transportation Board. C, a fee to charge under subsection may not exceed 2% of the annual gross receipts from the vehicle. D, this section does not impair the payment provisions of an agreement or franchisee from between a municipality and the owners or operators of motor vehicles used to transport passengers for compensation. Do you understand that?
Okay. I'm not sure what the question is.
The question is, the registration fees, you said mine were expired.
Your registration was expired.
It was,
Okay.
still is. I choose not to use that truck in a commercial capacity.
Is there a question? Sorry, got to redirect you. You will have an opportunity to address in a more statement format, but right now it's just questions.
Okay. How did you describe my actions at the stop?
Your actions or your demeanor? I'm not
Actions,
really.
demeanor.
It wasn't like a normal traffic stop. You appear to be
But
upset.
was it illegal?
No, never said it was illegal.
I apologize if I seemed a little aggressive.
Okay.
Tend to get to the point. No more questions at this time.
Mr. Hiller has been advised that he has the right to present testimony, evidence, any kind of testimony for himself or call witnesses by himself. He is not required to do any of those things, but Mr. Hiller has indicated to me that he does, in fact, want to address the jury. Is that correct, Mr.
correct.
Hiller? Okay. So, Mr. Hiller, would you just to kind of figure out logistics, do you want to address them from where you're seated now? Do you want to go to the podium behind you?
Can y'all hear me from here?
Okay. So I will ask you as well to raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
So help me God.
Okay. You are placed under oath and you may proceed if you choose.
Okay. Do y'all understand what Title 18 is? It's the criminal code in the
Okay,
Constitution.
so just, I should have clarified.
I'll-
No worries. Earlier, I had to kind of clarify that only questions. Now, there can be
Statements.
no questions. Now, it's just statements. So,
Okay.
anyway, just to clarify.
18 USC 31 definitions. Number 6, motor vehicle. Every description of carriage or other conveyance propelled or drawn by mechanical power and used for commercial purposes. Commercial purposes. On the highways, in the transportation of passengers and property or cargo. Number 10, used for commercial purposes. The term used for commercial purposes means the carriage of persons or property for any fare, fee, rate, charge of other consideration or directly or indirectly in connection with any business or other undertaking identified for profit. And then I mentioned earlier, Murdoch versus the state of Pennsylvania. No state shall convert a liberty to a privilege and issue a license and charge a fee. Shuttlesworth versus the city of Birmingham, Alabama. Rules or laws that conflict with the Constitution are null and void and can be ignored. Shapiro versus Thompson. Establish the right to travel freely unencumbered. And y'all already heard the Texas Transportation Code 502003 that I read earlier, which states that, again, the state cannot charge a fee for a liberty. I rest.
Ms. Boone, do you have any questions for cross-examination?
I do.
Okay.
Mr. Hiller, do you have a law degree?
No, I don't.
Are you familiar with the term political subdivision?
Vaguely. I do study a lot.
Okay. Are you aware that the section that you were referencing is in regards to a political subdivision in the transportation code, not the state? Are you aware of that?
Explain the political subdivision.
A political subdivision is a city, so are you aware that that is not the same as state registration?
Yes.
Is your vehicle currently registered?
No,
Do you have a driver's license?
I do.
Do you think the law requires you to have a driver's license?
While operating in a commercial capacity, yes.
So do you think the law requires you to register your vehicle?
While operating in a commercial capacity, yes.
No further questions.
It is now time for closing arguments. Ms. Boone, do you wish to open?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, you may proceed.
Thank you all for being here. Just want to go over a few things in closing. So the charge will say expired license plate, and under that section in the transportation code, it says that your license plate is validated by an insignia, which is what we call a sticker. And so the way that your plates are valid is by the sticker, or it's also indicated in the system. And so that's how the officer was able to look up that information. And in a second, I'll go over to the PowerPoint to just show you the elements that are listed in the charge. And I do believe that the state has proven each and every element for both offenses beyond a reasonable doubt, which is a standard in this case. These are the elements that you're going to see in the charge. You're going to consider whether the defendant on July 30th, 2024, operated a motor vehicle on a public street, and the motor vehicle displayed a registration sticker that was expired, and that was within the city limits of Victoria, Texas, all of which the officer testified to. Here are the elements for running a stop sign. The defendant on July 30th, 2024, operated a motor vehicle on a public street, and the location was controlled by a stop sign, and he did drive a vehicle across the intersection without stopping or coming to a complete stop at the stop sign within the city limits of Victoria, Texas. And in closing, I do ask that you find Mr. Hiller guilty of both violations. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Boone. Mr. Hiller, now is your opportunity. Again, statements given towards the jury.
Thank y'all for being here. I think I've proven through congressional record, constitutional law that overrides traffic codes, which are just codes, not law, that the registration is not required, and that you find me not guilty in that charge. Thank you.
You have an opportunity for rebuttal if you wish.
Mr. Hiller is not a lawyer, and he's incorrect on the law. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Hiller, if you could please stand. In cause number 240097326, the state of Texas versus Charles Daniel Hiller Jr. We, the jury, find the defendant, the above-named defendant, guilty as charged in the complaint. Signed, jury foreperson, dated January 24th, 2025. In cause number 240097327, the state of Texas versus Charles Daniel Hiller, we, the jury, find the above-named defendant guilty as charged in the complaint. Signed, jury foreperson, and dated January 24th, 2025. You may have a seat, Mr. Hiller. All right. Considering the verdict in this case by the court, I will hear any arguments with regard to what punishment should be assessed at. Ms. Boone?
Just based on the evidence and Mr. Hiller acknowledging that his vehicle is still not registered, I would ask for the max fine in that case, and in addition to the stop sign case.
Okay. Mr. Hiller?
I would ask for the minimal.
Yeah. Is there a reason?
Times are hard. I still don't agree with the registration. There's plenty of evidence showing the contrary, but I have to accept the jury's decision.
All right. Anything else?
I really thought I came to a stop.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hiller. Mr. Hiller, I have a couple of questions for you. So the registration expired, the testimony said, in December of 2023. So the car was previously registered, right?
When I bought it.
I'm sorry?
When I bought it.
Yes, okay. So you
Before
just
I
haven't
understood.
that came with the car and you just haven't done it since.
Right.
And so, I mean, you have no plans to?
I'm gonna have to revisit that to make sure I'm right in what I do, per the Constitution.
So, Mr. Hiller, it would be, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. You do need to get the car registered. It is the law. I know you may have a different view of it, and that's totally fine. I guess the problem is, like, what is reality is something that you and I see differently, right?
Right.
And so if you don't get that fixed, I mean, you just risk coming back, or maybe not my court, but a different court, over and over and over again. So I guess what I'm trying to kind of implore you to do is, like, there are some things, like, I can keep that off of your record so that you don't have a conviction if you're willing to go get that registration and have that taken care of. Is that something you would be willing to do? If I gave you a time frame, do you think you could get the car up to date on its registration?
Within about a month.
I'm sorry?
Within a month.
Yeah, I'll actually give you more time than that even. Okay. But, I mean, the goal is I want you to bring back that registration showing that it's appropriately registered, okay?
Out here.
Yeah, you'll bring it to the window. Yep. So what I'll do on that is do a 60, on the expired license plates, a 60-day deferral. Within that deferral, you're going to be the best human you can be, okay? No new tickets, but I am going to require that you get that registration taken care of, okay? And that you bring it back to us to add that in, showing that that's taken care of. I do have, there are court costs of $81. And I will do a fine of $151, so that's going to be $232 that you will pay. You can pay that at any increment or any way you want within that 60 days. If you need more time, tell me now. I can give you more time.
I could probably get that.
Okay. And the benefit of all of this is then that case will be kept off of your record so that you don't have a conviction for the registration, okay? It also, truth be told, Mr. Hiller, the biggest benefit to that I see is that we can then get your car registered and get you back and not having to worry about being pulled over all the time for the registration, okay? And then, Mr. Hiller, on the running of the stop sign, there is a fine of $151 and court costs of $134.